Alright, Kiwi's ready.
I am almost ready. Join my custom game whenever. I just need to finish copy and pasting something.
No problem.
You're a no problem.
No, I'm Kiwi.
That's what they all say.
No, that's what I say.
Until
'cause
you
it's
realize
true.
they've been lying to you the entire time. Have you been lying to me?
Maybe. Maybe I've never been a Kiwi at all. Maybe it was all just a ruse. Hello!
So, what is up with this obsession over Kiwis? Please tell me.
I am Kiwi.
Explain.
Do you truly want the full explanation?
I do.
Dissociative personality disorder. You may know it as multiple personality disorder. And I have this happy little voice in my head who thinks she's a Kiwi and she likes talking to people and me. That's it in a nutshell.
Cool.
Yeah! I like Kiwi though. She keeps me
I
company.
have derealization disorder, which is no, similar. I don't know what the point I was trying to make.
Okay.
They both start
We're
with
both
D.
fucked up. That's
They both
cool.
start with D and
They
they
both
end
start-
with disorder. So
I love it.
okay, so it looks like the document I'm working on is gonna be. Oh shit, we've gone over Hanamura.
We have gone over Hanamura.
Do you want to go over it again? Just
Yeah,
so...
let's go over it again. That's not a bad idea.
I just copy and pasted more subsections, like a list of heroes under every list of heroes that I already have for the character interactions, and it looks like it's already at 23 pages, which means once I put in all the text and everything under every section, I think the document's gonna be like 30, 40 pages, which is long.
Fun. Alright, so we went over, like, defense last time pretty hardcore, but I feel like Starboard kind of isn't sure how to approach attacking.
Yep.
Generally speaking, we run dive. Occasionally we'll run death ball.
You want to hear the craziest shit ever?
Alright.
Okay. Your team, okay, runs a Mei. Go Mei,
Yeah.
this way. Mei. With triple tank.
Okay.
Mei, triple tank. Up the staircase.
Uh-huh.
Up here. Put a diagonal wall here.
Oh my god.
You run through this. Wait, where you run through this room? You go up these stairs. Triple tank with a Mei.
This is fucking stupid. I love it.
You go up here, all the way up here, and you jump onto the point. And the enemy team has no idea what hit them. With a Lucio and a Moira.
Yo, I actually really like that.
You guys gotta try this.
Okay,
My team has done
I-
it a few times. It's the most hilarious shit ever.
Alright, I like that. Well, I'll add that to my notes for sure.
I can't guarantee that it'll work every time, but like it's basically like running quad tank on Horizon Lunar Quality.
Now, what's the reason in going to the high ground instead of just coming up left here and having Mei put like the diagonal wall from like here or something?
Because they're probably gonna fire damage over here, and if you just go up here, they're not gonna really see you. Because if you come over here, like it's only if they're standing here that they're going to see you. If people are standing here, they're not gonna see you. If they're holding over here where they usually are, even by main choke, they're not gonna see you. If you're up on the high ground, they're not gonna see you. And what's it matter if it takes you an extra 5 or 10 seconds?
Right.
It's not really going to matter. Like if you drop down on damage, like with the speed boost from up there to here, it's going to take about 1.5 seconds. And that's a really quick rush. You can also do it up here and go here, but there isn't really a difference. If you're running Lucio, like just going down here is going to be very quick.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the very specific comp that might not always work. It's just very fun and hilarious, like quad tank on Horizon.
If
it doesn't
quad
work,
tank does work pretty consistently on Horizon.
True. I can't guarantee that this will work every time. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I feel like it's a good, like, opener for, like, maybe, like, a second round or something. You know, like, where the enemy really doesn't expect it.
Okay, give me a second.
Sure. Oh, I can't emote while in my ult? That sucks.
Okay, let's talk about attacking otherwise. If you're running dive, you want to get your dive onto there.
Okay.
What's super duper important and different about this map is that it's really hard to engage without getting a pick first. Because once you jump in here, you're susceptible to damage from the right,
Yeah.
the left, the high ground. If you're running... So Torb, first point here, is pretty good. Or Bastion, Cheese Comp is very good. Because there's so many places that you can hold. So this is one of those maps where you kind of want to get a pick before engaging.
Okay.
It's going to be really hard to just push through main without getting a pick.
Okay.
You get why I'm saying this?
Yeah, no, definitely. This is a nasty push, and I feel like we crumble a lot because we just kind of like, jump in and we just kind of fall apart in the back line or something.
Yep. So this is one of those maps where getting a pick first would be good. It's a very good map for Widowmaker. She can position up here. And she can get a pick from over here, and that really opens up an engagement. So Widowmaker is a very good choice here, just because she can get picks easily. Junkrat is also good because he can spam damage in here if they have shield tanks set up here, but if they don't, then not a great option. But he's just very good at spamming into this choke point. So if they see that they're clumped up here, this is where Junkrat should hold. If you're Junkrat, you can be up here, and you see this little thing I'm shooting at?
Yeah.
You can hide behind it and spam shots over here, and it'll go into the choke, and they can't target you from here. Yeah, Junkrat is viable. Mei triple tank. She's like sort of a hybrid too. Mei triple quad tank works. Widowmaker is very viable. You want to get a pick before pushing in. Generally, you don't want to go through this room on the right. This is like anyone who can spam damage into choke points is going to take advantage of it. They can spam here. They can spam here. It's a big no-no to go into this room.
Okay.
Generally, if you have people with mobility, like especially with dive, you want to get them onto this high ground. So after the initial pick and then the engagement, you want to get them onto the high ground, hold the high ground. If not, if you don't have anybody with mobility, which is very not recommended on this map, you just want to push through. But basically, everyone else just needs to push through, and people with mobility come up here. Make sense?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the times we have our like mobile heroes kind of jump like straight on point. Is that usually a bad idea?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. Because your team's over here, your mobile characters are over here, their DPS are over here shitting on the people on point. And everyone else who's on point is also shitting on the people. If you jump onto here, there's not much the people on the point can do. I mean, they can damage you, but they can't get up here as well. So it's very easy to just focus down whoever's on the high ground here.
Gotcha.
And from up here, you can shit on anyone who's on the point.
Okay.
Right? So yeah, you want to take this high ground.
Gotcha.
Any questions?
And then from here, I mean, we can either, like, if we get a pick or something, we could go straight to point or go around, like, back this way.
I would not recommend going back this way.
Okay.
Because this is so much faster. There's no reason for you to go that way.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to get your mobility characters up here. Everyone else through the point, and then you want to have the fight sort of here so that the people who are on the point can, support your team on the point.
Would it be appropriate for me as Zenyatta to just kind of like chill and choke? And just like spam things?
Yes. Just pay attention to where your team is.
Right, yeah, but like I feel like whenever I run through choke with the team, I tend to get mauled.
Okay, if your team is over here,
Uh-huh.
where are you? Oh, okay, cool. If your team's over here and they're pushing in, you can literally be holding back here.
Mm-hmm.
Another good place for it to be holding is here.
Okay.
Because you can charge right click around this van and then poke here, and this gives you lots of cover. Whereas here, if you sort of poke out, they can see you very clearly.
Definitely.
So Zenyatta sort of wants to be positioned here.
Okay.
And because also people tend to be holding on this side of the choke, the left side, not the
right.
So yeah, this is where Zenyatta should be positioned.
Okay, and then as my team dives in, I can still kind of chill back here.
Yes, you can chill back here. You want to be slightly up, so that you also have a view of their spawn over there.
Mm-hmm.
They start coming, you can just right-click them over there.
Okay.
Yep. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
Cool. Any other questions about this point?
I feel pretty good about this one.
Your eyes are glowing red.
Greetings. Yo.
I wonder why.
Should we talk defense first?
Sure.
Okay.
So, my understanding from our last session was everybody hold right up here, right?
Where are you?
First point.
Oh, I've done... Oh, okay. Yes.
You said first point
Coming
defense.
back.
So everyone hold up here, right? I was kidding.
Okay, good. I was like, yes, but not everybody.
Yeah.
You only want a few people on here. The typical, like, DPS, maybe one tank or support kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes for every map. Like Volskaya too, you want people on the high ground, but not everyone on the high ground. Right? So yeah, so this would be a great place for Soldier to be. A great place for Junkrat to be. A great place for Mercy or Ano or Zenyatta to be.
I feel like, I don't know, whenever I'm like an immobile support, like the dive, if the enemy team's running dive, they dive up here, and I don't really have enough mobility to escape that. I feel like I usually die when I'm holding up here.
Okay, if you're on the ground and the dive jump on you, what's the difference?
I still die.
Yeah. At least here you can drop off.
Okay.
Right? So just be aware that they might try and dive here.
Okay. Usually with Ana, I generally stay like back over here so that I have like health pack access. Is that a bad idea?
Yeah, this works too.
Okay.
Yeah, this is fine.
All right. And then tanks just hold kind of like around the choke, like either like here or more over here.
So here is fine with Ana because she's a hit scan, and like you can cover whatever DPS is up on the high ground. But if you're Zenyatta, I would recommend you being up there with your DPS. If anyone dives, at least you can right click them or something and support your DPS.
Okay, sounds good.
But you can do it here with Ana.
Okay.
Yep. And then, of course, if your team falls low in numbers, you guys hold the point. And that goes for every map.
Oh, also, is it, like, a bad idea if we have, like, a soldier for him to, like, set up on top of this building?
Whoa,
particularly if we have a Mercy, because we tend to run Mercy here a lot.
Right.
And, like, this kind of gives Mercy a really solid escape route.
This is not a great idea.
Okay.
This is not a great spot for a soldier, because everything's long range from here. He's not long range. So if you have Widowmaker, yes, you can hold up here. If you have Soldier, no.
Okay.
Soldier, yeah, he doesn't work at long range. He's medium range.
Gotcha.
Mid range. Yep.
Okay.
Because his damage fall off is too great at this point.
Right. Okay, makes sense.
Any other questions?
Alright, so then just tanks, like, what if we're doing, like, a dive defense? Tanks just kind of hold, like, on the side here. And if we're running, like, maybe an Orisa or a Rein...
I wouldn't recommend dive here.
Okay.
I heavily recommend Orisa Roadhog.
Okay.
Because you can get a pick here very instantly before their engagement with the Roadhog, and you've got lots of sustain, which is sort of what you need. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
really.
and Orisa should hold kind of like on these stairs here.
No, she should hold up here.
Just hold up straight at the choke. Okay.
Yep, straight up at the choke.
Okay.
But the rest of your team needs to be able to jump in and help her as quickly as possible, which is why I recommend people DPS with mobility, so like Genji or Junkrat or Widowmaker. Well, Widowmaker can't really dive in, but she has mobility. I mean, Genji, Junkrat, Soldier can sprint back up here and reset pretty quickly. Who else? Pharah can be good. Tracer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, I feel pretty good about that.
So a good comp would be, let's see, just an example. Like, you don't have to use these characters, but these types of characters. You'd have Roadhog, Orisa, with a Soldier and a Genji. And for healing, you can have Ana and Moira. Ana just because she has places to be in long range, like from there or there. These are all good locations for Ana. Zenyatta works well too. This is one of the maps where Ana does work pretty well. Just because she has a lot of sniping locations.
Yeah, she also kind of has a lot of like good capability on second point, I feel like too.
Yep.
Okay. I'm happy with first point.
Cool. Let's talk about defense first.
Okay.
So defense, you want half your team to be up there, half your team to be down here. Generally, you want characters without mobility on the high ground. You want characters with mobility on the low ground. And that's because if they all come on the top, people on the ground with mobility can rotate up top. If everyone comes through mid, people without mobility can rotate down to the point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Generally, just as a heads up to you, we almost always run Widow Mercy here and have Widow just like hang out up here so that Mercy has like a pretty good fly target.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just a heads up. That's what we usually do.
Okay.
So I guess in that case, like, we only have like 1 or 2 people on point. Would that be okay?
Yes, if you also have people up there because they can always rotate back down.
Right.
Yep, and Widowmaker from this distance can support your team very well over there. I was going to recommend Junkrat because he is very good on this point. Very, very, very good on this point. Because of that choke point, that choke point, that choke point, this choke point.
Everything is a choke point.
Yes, exactly. And from here, he has line of sight of every choke point. So it's insane. But Widowmaker is also good. And
yeah, I think we generally run either, for second DPS, it's either Junkrat or Genji. Usually Genji, though.
Yep, that's fine. I was going to recommend, like, if you have a Widowmaker, your second DPS should be Soldier, just because he can sustain himself. Because Widow cannot really contest a point herself.
Right.
And the thing about all characters in Overwatch is that just having them on the points creates a presence. Even a squishy hero will effectively block 200 points of damage.
Right.
And if they're evasive, you know, like they might distract the enemy or something. Like just having presence on a point is good. If you run Widowmaker, you're losing some of that presence. So Soldier would be a good pair with Widowmaker here because 1, he can attack Visor from up there. 2, he can contest with his healing station.
Okay.
He has a little bit more presence than Widowmaker.
All right.
Versus Genji, he doesn't do much. So I know your Widowmaker is good, and maybe
Yeah.
your Genji is
he's
good
our
too.
he's our go-to hit scan. Bonzi doesn't
Yep.
really play hit scan.
Okay.
She can.
Yeah.
She plays Tracer, but not really Soldier. That's
Okay.
at least for my understanding.
Okay, I see.
Generally, well, if we're not running the Widow, we'd run Ben on Soldier here.
Yep, Soldier works. Anyways, you get my reasoning, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Because Genji isn't one of those characters who can easily secure kills. He's not very high damage. Whereas Soldier is high damage. Too. Anyways. So yeah, people with mobility on the point, people without mobility on the
and if I decide to continue running the Ana, it's appropriate for me to just be like right over here, right? So I have spawn access in case I get dove.
Yes. What's your reasoning for running Ana here, though?
Because I really like Ana, and she has decent sight lines to the team like up here.
Okay. Here's the thing. Zenyatta and Mora and Lucio are all probably better than Ana here. Because if you come back here, back to where you were, one right click in there would kill anyone who's standing in that doorway as Zenyatta. Or Mora, she can bounce her balls out there, and that is a lot of
I mean,
field.
if I'm Zen, wouldn't I want to hold up there anyway?
Oh, true.
Okay.
Yeah, you would want to be up here.
Okay.
And this is lots of burst damage potential for Zenyatta.
Okay.
Especially if you discord someone and they're in here and you have your entire team just firing damage down this choke, it's very effective. Lucio is also good. Even though he's not speed boosting the team anywhere, it's because this point is very small. Like when you're defending, you don't really extend past any of these chokes. So when everyone's on the point, he's healing everyone, which is super good. And if he drops to beat down there, people on here also get affected.
Okay.
So that's why Lucio here is also a good option.
Okay.
Mora is also good, because this is a space where you can bounce balls up and down, but she's not going to be as good as Zenyatta or Lucio because the point itself is kind of open.
Okay. Generally, we would run Zen Moira or Zen Mercy, but usually Zen Mercy if we wind up having the Widow.
Yep, Zen Mercy works just as fine too. If you have a Widowmaker up there, that justifies having a Mercy.
Yeah. Okay.
Any questions about defense?
I feel pretty good about that.
Okay. Give me a second. I need to respond to some Discord messages. Okay. Attack. Come to the main choke. I'm outside the main choke.
Yep.
Cool. Attack. So usually, right, you don't want to be in an enclosed space as a team ever, even if you're not running dive, just because it's very easy damage. But on this map, there are situations where you do push up to the right, and you know that, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean. You also know what I mean when I say you generally don't want to go into enclosed spaces as a team. Like Volskaya, that little room over to the left of the choke, you generally don't want to hold there or push through there just because it's a very enclosed space.
Right.
You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You can get spammed to death.
Yep, but here it is viable. Because you have the option to if you come up here. You have the option to just make the turn and jump here. One of the best things you can do, actually, is have your team hold here and start pushing up and baiting the enemy team to peek over here. And then you send someone over here, like a Genji with a blade or Junkrat up here and just spam damage on them from the back.
Okay.
And this is a very powerful attack. So the reason why this is viable, to be clear, is because of this open passage. Generally, you want to make good use of this when you're pushing up here.
So if we don't have like a Genji for whatever reason or a Junkrat, then this is not a really viable push if we don't have someone that can go up here and get back.
Right.
Okay.
The only reason why this is okay on this map compared to other maps is because you have this open space here.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because on other maps you don't typically have this extra route. Yeah. All right. Come back. Come back down to main. All right. So, really, what you want to do is just go through main, and whoever has mobility, you want to take the high ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on this map, I highly recommend having people with mobility on attack.
We almost always run dive for attack here.
Okay. Yep. Dive is good. You want to send everyone up here. And kill whoever's on the high ground there. That's about it.
Okay.
It's that simple. If you have people without mobility, like Zenyatta, you want to maybe send them up there, but not have them push until your dive comes through main.
And starts distracting
the high
them
ground.
up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So if the enemy team has a Widow, say in top left, should we ignore her for the initial dive, or is it like a decent idea to have everyone initiate by diving the Widow? Or is that going to leave us too open? Okay.
Just dive her. That'll be fine. In that case, then, oh no, fuck.
like...
Zenyatta... Yep, Zenyatta can be positioned here. To support the dive going onto there, but everyone on this high ground is probably going to target you.
Yeah, you're
so
gonna get
if you were jumping to the left there, if your team does that, then Zenyatta should be positioned here.
Yep.
For people without mobility. Yep. But then if you decide to dive to the right, then your non-mobility character should be up there waiting for the dive to happen and not pushing forward.
Gotcha.
This has to be communicated with your team.
Definitely, yeah.
Hanamura attack is one of the trickiest, just because on defense there's so many places to be holding, and you pointed that out under the first point too. It's the same thing. So yeah, you have to communicate these things. Any questions? Oh, you almost never want to go over there unless you have a Genji with blade or Tracer with a bomb or something.
Okay.
Otherwise, that's not a great place to go through.
Okay.
Like to take the outer flank.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Alright, I think I'm good with that.
Okay, cool. Next map.
Yep. Hollywood?
Do you want to go down the list or go Hollywood?
We could also go down the list. Doesn't really matter to me.
It might just be easier to keep track of it.
Okay, sure. Let's do that.
Traveling to Horizon Luna Colony.
Yo. Greetings.
Alright. Want to talk about this? No, I cannot hear you. Hello? 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 I heard something for a split second. But I don't hear anything right now.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
No?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Just FYI, if you ask if someone can hear you and they say no, that means they can hear you.
Oh. Oh yeah, you're right. Did you say no?
I did say no.
Look, I'm not the smartest person, okay? Well,
You're just gullible.
maybe I am smart.
You're smart but gullible. It's great. Alright. I'm done picking on you. For now. Alright, so while we're here, defense first, I guess?
Give me a second. Hold on. Gotta deal with
Take your
something
time.
first. Sorry.
You're fine. Don't apologize, you're helping me out here.
I'm a busy man.
Hello.
I can tell with you and your 35-page paper.
All right, let's talk. So one of my students offered to tip me. Well, he asked if he needed to pay, and I said no, but I appreciate tips. And he said, "Do you like iTunes?" And I'm like, "Wait a second." And he's like, "Do you use gift cards?"
Lol.
I'm very confused right now. Yeah, apparently the only way he can pay is through gift cards, which is weird.
Interesting.
Anyways, defense. This is one of the maps where, well, it depends on the comp. A very common comp is just cheese, and cheese works pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're running cheese, everyone's on the point. A less common defense is holding up here, which is the better defense that pro players use, but it can be hard to pull off because if you're holding up here and they're really good at dive, whoever's up here is pretty screwed.
Okay.
So if they're running dive, the best thing you can do is just hold on the point because they can't dive in there as easily. So yeah, if you do hold up here, y'all gotta make sure you have your shit together.
Okay.
So yes, the easier way is down there. The harder but better way, but also
More
risky way is up here. Roadhog Orisa works very well. Generally, if you're not running Deathball, you don't want to be up here. You don't have your DPS up here, unlike other maps where you usually have someone on the high ground.
Mm-hmm.
You don't put anyone up here unless you're fully committing to the high ground.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
If you do take a high ground, you have to fully commit and have pretty much everyone up here. You cannot hold on the point and have one or two people up here.
Gotcha.
If you have a Widowmaker, she can be an exception. She can hold up here, where she is close to the point and can get back on.
Okay.
But Soldier does not really work well here because everything down there is long range.
Right.
Yeah, so Widowmaker would be an exception. Otherwise, if you're fully committing, that's great. That means you want to be running something like Roadhog, Orisa, May, either a McCree or a Soldier or a Doomfist. Doomfist works really well. So, Orisa, Roadhog, May, Doomfist, Zenyatta, Ana, and Mercy are all really good. Moira is really good. I would recommend Moira Ana here because she can put her heal ball here for whoever's holding up here, and Ana can use her biotic grenade, and that's a shit ton of burst healing.
Okay.
But again, Ana is very easy to dive on, and she's a little bit out of the meta, so Zenyatta would work too.
Okay.
But Moira is a very good option here. The point is very closed off. This area is very closed off. If you're deciding just to hold on the point, then you might consider Zenyatta and Mercy. Maybe Moira can work too, but she doesn't have many surfaces to work off of. Even though it's a close point, everything's angled. So either Moira or Mercy would work. Zen is pretty good. But if you're up here, you want to go with the full sustain. So
Gotcha.
Roadhog, Orisa plus May. May is very good here
Okay.
on both points on defense. And Doomfist, as a backline defender, you just want to tank it out. Anyways. If you're holding on to point, that probably means you're running something else other than what I suggested here, or you're not very confident about holding up here and you don't want to fully commit.
Okay.
Then you want to be over there. No dive. Dive is not great here, just because on the point you don't have much space to jump to. Symmetra works very well on this point because it's very closed off, and it's a long walk from spawn, so a teleporter is very good here. So Symmetra
Telling me
works.
I'm gonna be able to play my girl Sim?
Just make sure you play her correctly.
Bro, that's my first gun, man. Everyone hates me. I love my microwave.
But yeah, Symmetra works well here, and you can see why, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Roadhog Orisa is also very viable, just on the point. If you set up here, very useful. Reinhardt, Zarya, you basically just don't want to do dive.
Yeah.
You can have.
We usually don't. We usually run Orisa. I think usually Orisa Hog.
Yeah.
Definitely Orisa.
When I say not dive, I mean don't run dive tanks, and also only have one mobility DPS.
Okay.
When I say run dive, I mean dive tanks plus possibly, not possibly, in most cases, 2 mobility DPS. Because you always want at least one character with mobility on the team. So Roadhog, Orisa, Zarya, Reinhardt would all work really well here. Doomfist works really well, and he's mobility, so you would pair that up with Soldier, probably. You can also have Pharah and another hit scan like McCree or something, because she's very good here, because she just spams them to the point, and that's it.
Okay.
Junkrat works really well here, along with his Soldier. So yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Cool.
Sorry if I get quiet at all. It's because I'm physically actually writing this stuff down.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It helps me remember.
You generally want someone who's capable of backline defense on here. So again, May is very good, very strong at this point. McCree is also good, and that's because people might flank this way. However, if your team is good enough at rotating, you don't need a backline defense hero.
Okay.
But however you choose to position here, you almost always want one person here, right where I am,
Yeah.
just so they can deal with this choke over here.
Now, question: if we're holding the high ground with like a death ball, and if the enemy team is say running quad tank and they take like that flank route, How do we want to defend that? Do we like rotate over to this side and like jump on them?
No, because, well, if your reaction time's fast enough, then yes. If you see them going over here, then yes, come over here and wait for them to push through first. But they're also going to be very cautious. And when you're over here, you don't have much line of sight. You can't see the point.
Yeah.
So if your reaction time is a little bit slow, or you don't feel like you can see enough there, you might just want to go through here and
Jump
hold
on
them
point.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, Mei is very good against quad tank here because after 20 right clicks into 4 tanks, which she cannot miss, that it's a free blizzard on the first team fight.
Okay.
So, and then Roadhog has all of his healing. Mei has her healing as well. So you should be able to outlive quad tank here with Mei, Roadhog, Orisa combo.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, just be careful about if you come back up the diagram. Just be careful about going there because over there you don't have much line of sight.
Right.
You better be sure that they're pushing through here. If they notice that you're going up here and they juke you, you're done for.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Hold on point. We haven't really tried holding up here. We'll probably continue practicing on point, at least like
Right.
for now.
As I said,
Just 'cause
point
we
is
played this map like twice together.
yeah. Point is the more common way of doing it. But if you watch Overwatch League and stuff, they're gonna be holding up here.
Yeah, I do see a lot of holding up here and
Yeah.
good old owl.
Yep. But yeah, if you guys are pussies, then you just hold the point.
We are pussies. Fun fact. We're little bitches. We'll admit it.
Alright. Did we talk about... Oh no, we're just talking about defense.
Yeah, we still
Talk
need
about
attack.
offense. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So, attack, you almost always rush here.
Okay.
Yep. Unless you're doing quad tank. If you're doing quad tank, then you go through here.
Yeah, usually we run quad tank.
Okay.
so
If you... Yeah? Go ahead.
So if we're dive, like you said before that like this is like a good place to
Yes.
like dive if we're holding up
Let me
here?
talk about quad tank real quick.
Okay, quad tank first.
If you're running quad tank, you guys have had a high success rate with quad tank, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say one thing. When you're going through here, even if there's someone here who's trying to damage you, or if you go through here and there is someone here trying to damage you, it does not matter. You give no shits. You just dive onto the point and you
Okay.
kill whoever's on the point. You ignore everyone along the way. You ignore all the damage along the way. It's the only... I think it's the only situation in Overwatch where you'd ever do that, where you just charge straight through.
Okay.
But the thing with quad tank is that it's all about charging straight through because Mora can heal through all of that damage.
Okay.
So don't ever stall because I see people try quad tank.
We
they
do
come in
stall here
here.
sometimes.
and
Yeah,
then
we've had success with it, but that doesn't mean we're doing it right.
Yeah.
We tend to stall like around here, like on the outside. Like we tend to like spread out here, which I think is bad, and then kind of like all converge and push through.
The reason why you don't stall with quad tank is because if you stall, that's easy damage for
They'll just
like a
spam.
junk or something. Yeah. And generally, if you're running quad tank, it's through a small flank like this, a choke. So again, that's easy damage. So you just want to push through.
Okay.
Anyways, come back to this main area. Okay, so dive. Yes, you dive here. You dive here, and you have other people come up here. Again, you gotta remember the rule. It's about dive is that whenever you dive, you gotta make sure the rest of your team can follow up in about a second. So that means you probably should wait until like your Zenyatta or
It's,
whatever
like,
is
around here.
over there,
Yeah.
and then your dive tanks dive on here. You get what I'm saying? like if they're still over there and you dive here, they can't support you, and it's gonna take them a while to get up these stairs.
Agreed.
If you're not running dive, you just go straight up the stairs. Junkrat is very good here because he can spam into this wall.
Okay.
Yeah, Junkrat is pretty good on offense here if you're running dive. Any other questions?
Huh, that seems pretty straightforward.
If you're not running quad, you never go there. You almost never push through there.
Okay.
And you never go to space. But that you probably need that.
But space is fun. Oh my gosh, I fucking hate it out here.
Where are you?
I'm inside.
Oh, you left me out here by myself.
Greetings.
Come on, I'm just sitting in the doorway.
But look at space. Look at Earth. It's
Where's
so
Earth?
cool. Look.
I don't see Earth anywhere. Oh, hi. I found Earth. I hate not being able to hear anything.
Oh yeah, that too. That really annoys.
I once watched McCree get a 6K out there in Mystery Heroes because no one heard the high noon. It was amazing. Fun fact, people are dumb in Mystery Heroes. Alright,
shit.
anyway, I think I'm good with this point.
Yeah, let's talk about defending the second point. Second point, it's the same thing as Hanamura's second point. Mobility on the ground, no mobility on the high ground. And that's it.
Okay.
That's really it. You just gotta pay attention to where they're coming from and be ready to rotate to wherever it is. So if you see that they're coming through here, call it out, have your team over there, dive here, and just be ready to intercept of this. So it's very important that you have someone on the ground who's keeping a lookout and making call-outs. But otherwise, it's the exact same thing.
Would you consider Ana to be an okay choice for this point? Generally, I would be running her like here on the right side, so that I have again spawn access
Where?
in case I get dove. Like
Over
right
here?
here where we're standing.
Okay.
So that I
Is there
have spawn access if I get dove.
Is there a specific reason you're running Ana?
Just because we had a kind of, I guess, similar to Hanamura, which maybe is why I shouldn't do it, but we sometimes do it just because she does have really good sight lines in the high ground, and to pretty much everything on this point.
Yeah, you can run Ana here. But I'd usually say other heroes are just as good.
Okay,
just
so
because
Zen would be like equally strong or better.
Yeah, so like the reason why she would be good on Hanamura first point is because there's a lot of long range places she can hold, but here it's a pretty closed space.
Zen has just as much access.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And Zen, should I hold like with my team on the high ground since I'm immobile, or should I stay near the spawn?
Yeah, it's high ground.
Okay.
Yep. You might consider running Ana if they are running Zenyatta though. But that goes for every map.
Okay.
Just because you can counter the Transcendence very
Right.
easily. Yeah, otherwise it's the same thing here. Zarya is very good here.
Okay.
Because, okay, if she has Graviton Surge, okay, and they push through the top, come over here.
Boop.
You put your Graviton right here.
Yeah.
in this ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that done before?
I've seen it, like, more on the outside, like, over here, but yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Or you can put it directly under, like here,
Okay.
but your team just needs to be able to prepare for it. But yeah, Zarya is pretty good here.
Okay.
Um,
If we are running the Zarya, what would you recommend as, like, the main tank to run with her? Ryan?
yeah,
Just have
Reinhardt.
Ryan chill on high ground here with other
Yep.
immobiles? Okay.
Yep, dive works pretty well here too, just because they can get up here quickly. I would probably recommend dive over death ball.
Okay, I think we usually run dive anyway.
Okay, but I was just saying like Zarya is really good because she can do this cool shit.
Okay.
Okay, so
and,
I mean,
Mei as well
yes.
is also good here.
yes, Mei is good here.
Okay.
So you might do dive tanks plus Mei plus a Genji.
Okay.
Or if
maybe
you
with,
need a
like-
hit scan, then soldier.
Yeah, maybe like a soldier. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So basically the same thing as up front. If you're taking the high ground, except you'd replace the main tanks with dive tanks just for that mobility.
For second support, if I'm running Zen, would you say Moira or Mercy? If we're running, say, like the defensive dive.
Mercy, because she can fly up to this high ground. She has that
Okay.
mobility. And also because her Valkyrie is very effective here since everyone's in an enclosed space.
Okay.
Any questions?
I think I'm happy with that.
Cool. Let's talk about offense.
Alrighty.
You almost always want to take the high ground, unless they don't have anyone on the high ground. If they don't have anyone on the high ground, then it's fine to just push through. This, of course, has exceptions. Like if you have a soldier with tac visor, or you have someone who flanks, then you can do that. But just in general, if there's no one on the high ground, you push through main. If there are people on the high ground, you push through the high ground.
Okay.
You almost never push to the left here, because that's an enclosed space, and they're gonna spam damage into you.
Okay. Is that, like, ever good for just, like, a Genji or Tracer with their ultimate? Is that
The
acceptable?
left?
Yeah.
It would honestly be easier for them to land their ultimate from over there.
Okay.
The high ground. Because the way the Genji should use his ultimate is always to be above his target when he uses his ultimate.
Okay.
So that he's harder to target. Because there's a casting time. And from here, he can do it like that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Cool.
Now you're stuck.
Ah, fuck. Did you just dab me?
Hello.
Oh, no.
Greetings.
How did you get out of your ultimate?
I jumped off the map in the one place where you can.
Okay, let me kill myself for now.
Okay.
Oh, I think that pretty much wraps it up, right?
Yeah, I guess so. As far as like comps for attack, is there anything specific that you recommend? Like, usually once we take first point, we still have like the quad tank, and we'll try and switch off like maybe a couple of those right away. We'll usually, if we're close to grab, we'll hold on to the Zarya for like a fight or so.
Okay. The only time you'd keep quad tank moving forward is if you've taken the first point so fast that they're completely staggered.
Okay.
Then you just bum rush it because they're still staggered.
Gotcha.
So you want 2 people on the point and everyone else to continue to just bum rush second point and
Okay.
continue staggering them.
Okay.
Otherwise, you switch off.
Okay. Would you recommend dive in particular here?
Anything works here,
Anything works?
to be honest.
Alright.
Because if you're not running dive, you can get on the high ground pretty easily.
Yeah, very easily.
Because of the stairs. If you're running dive, like there's a lot of area here to jump around to. I'll just say that if you're not running dive, I recommend taking the high ground first.
Okay.
Just as a safety precaution. Because it'll be easier for you guys to stick together versus if you were to go through a main choke, you guys might split up.
Got it.
Otherwise, anything works here. Just because the high ground is so easily accessible. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Any questions?
I like that. I feel good.
Cool. Next map?
Let's do it.
Now entering the territory.
This is next in alphabetical order?
What?
This is next in alphabetical order?
Yeah.
Huh, okay. We went from H to T? I think you're lying to me.
I mean, the next one's Volskaya.
Oh, are we just doing 2CP for now?
Well, it's down the map list. When you go into the map selection, it lists
Oh,
it
it
first by
actually-
category,
Oh, okay.
and then in alphabetical order. Yeah.
Alright, makes sense. Alright. Temple we kind of struggle on. We haven't played this a lot.
Okay. Tempo, let's talk attack. Junkrat is very good on attack. Here's why. Where are you? People will usually be holding here. You get your team to rush through here, to the left. Follow me. Come here. Get them to go here, 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 here. And your team doesn't really engage. They just hold here and use this health pack. Meanwhile, your Junkrat, okay? He jukes the enemy team. He walks in here and then comes back out and then jumps onto here and starts spamming
Okay.
from the bridge. That's a shit ton of damage. However, you better be sure that they don't have a Widowmaker positioned up here or something.
Okay.
Let's first talk
Historically,
about
we tend to
what?
run Widow a lot on attack here as well.
an attack.
Yeah.
Yep. Widowmaker on offense and attack works really well here.
Mm-hmm.
If there's
Um,
that high ground.
Yeah,
There's-
if we have
there's
Widow
nothing.
like taking high ground here, is it still like appropriate to have a Junkrat? Is that still a good idea?
No.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, you can still have 4 people pushing through here, but I don't know. Like, depends on their comp.
Okay. Generally speaking, like just for an initial attack where we're not sure what comp they'll run, if we wind up running the Widow, what would you recommend for second DPS?
Soldier.
Soldier? Okay.
Again, because he has more presence. Yeah.
Okay.
Junkrat could work too, just because he can spam a lot of damage here, get people to low health, and Widowmaker doesn't need headshots to finish people off, just
Right.
bot point. So he could work here, or Farah.
Or a Pharah? Okay.
Yeah, but I'd probably recommend Soldier.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't think Bonzi really plays Soldier.
Ah, right. Okay.
She
So,
might. I don't think it's her most comfortable hero though.
okay. So defense. You gotta be smart about defense. Most teams will hold here and have everyone here. Bad idea. Put a Widowmaker up here. You guys have good Widowmaker, so in every situation you have a Widowmaker up there.
Yep.
There isn't really an exception. The only thing I'd be careful of is if they're running dive, they might just push straight through here and jump on the Widow. It's still pretty hard to dive on the Widow because they have to get through your team holding up here first.
Yep.
But if they do get up there, then that's big trouble for your Widowmaker. So just be wary of that.
Okay.
Generally, you want Widow over there. You want your 2 tanks here. You
Mhm.
want your DPS here, and your supports here as well.
Okay.
Characters with mobility are good here. I wouldn't run dive per se, but
Mhm.
this is one of those maps where you might go for Orisa Diva, which you don't see very often. But the reason for that is because there's a lot of high ground here.
Okay.
So if someone jumps on a Widow, your Diva can help them heal. If they decide to run through this building and take the high ground up there, Diva can also fly up there.
Okay.
Usually, again, you would never see Orisa Diva, but it's just for that extra mobility.
Gotcha. And if we wind up running something else over Diva, you'd say Hog. Orisa Hog.
Yes, Orisa Hog is
Okay.
in here. But just be careful of them going up there. Orisa Hog doesn't really have an answer to a team that takes the high ground over there.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yep. Nor do they have an answer for someone jumping under Widowmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any questions about defending?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Oh, actually, with the new Sombra meta, would like Widow Sombra be a good idea for attack?
For attack. I wouldn't say so, because what Sombra does is disable people for the team to engage on,
Right.
just like
right.
Zenyatta's Discord Orb does it. And Widowmaker doesn't really capitalize on that. Like, if they've got a Reinhardt here or
Right,
something,
okay.
like, Widowmaker is gonna have line of sight of him, and if he turns around, whatever DPS you have here other than Sombra is also going to be able to push in on that. So yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So generally
you-
speaking, would you say Sombra doesn't work too well with Widow?
yeah,
that reason?
generally
Okay.
speaking.
Okay.
Sombra instead works really well with Roadhog. Works
Yeah.
well with characters that can get consistent picks or lots of burst damage or something. She works well with Soldier. She works well with not sure who else. I'm struggling to think of things at the moment
That's okay.
because I don't have the hero list in my head. But she works well. People can pick up targets. Here, I can pull up the hero list. She works well with Diva because lots of burst damage.
Right, okay.
Works well with Junkrat.
Mm-hmm.
May. Reaper. Roadhog. Yeah. Basically people who can do burst damage.
Okay, makes sense.
Cool. And if they do decide to come up here and go up there, it's best not to fully engage. You might try and go here and try and pick out whoever's in the back
Yeah,
line.
spam whoever's in the
But you
back.
don't really want to follow them all the way through here.
Okay. As for our attack, is it ever a good idea for us to go this way?
If no, not really.
Okay.
Just because it's an enclosed space,
Right.
and from back here they can spam damage
Mhm.
to you.
We tried doing that once upon a time when the enemy team had like a Widow, and we came in with like a triple tank or something weird, and like came up here so we could set up there and then like dive the Widow and everything on high ground.
That's fine.
I think that was because they were running like they had the Mei boost like all 6 heroes up to the high ground, so they were all
Yeah.
holding up here. Is that a situation where that would be appropriate?
Yeah, that would be appropriate.
Okay.
Mm,
Is that ever a good thing for us to run? Like, just get the Mei to boost immobile heroes up to this high ground and have all 6 of us hold up here? If we have a Widow?
no, because then you'd be playing reactively.
Okay,
Because once you dive them, you can't really reset.
gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so attack. You only ever go for that building if you're in that situation where they're all holding up there, or if you're running triple tank, then you might want to consider that. Otherwise, if you're just doing something really tanky, you might just as well go through mid. If
Okay.
you're running dive, you want to jump straight on here. You usually don't want to flank in here. The only reason you'd ever go through this left area is if you've got that Junkrat combo spamming here.
Okay, so otherwise we either want to jump them here with dive, or with non-dive, just walk through main.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Second point. Did you know that with Genji, here stand on the ground, with Genji, instead of overshooting your target, you can dive at their feet instead. And they'll still do damage and you land right next to them.
I did not know that, but I also don't play Genji.
Sure.
But now I know.
Yes. Also, if you're standing on the ground, you can double jump and then dive into someone like that, so you don't overshoot them. Why am I telling you? I don't know. Maybe it's because we're on Genji right now. Anyways,
That's fine.
defense. Defense, you just want everyone on point. It's one of those maps where you don't really extend much, because if you're up here, they're gonna flank you from the left or the right. If you're all the way over here, they're gonna come on the left. You just need to be on point. Make sense?
Yeah.
You can maybe poke up here, but never pass this line here.
Okay.
Never ever pass this bridge.
Okay. Occasionally we wind up running, like, a Reaper, and we'll have them hold, like, up here to jump on them. Is that a bad idea?
It's fine. But yeah, I'd say that's fine as long as they're a good Reaper. If they're a bad Reaper or just okay Reaper, I wouldn't, just because they would be stuck in the enemy line.
Okay.
And they don't really have a way to get out other than Shadow Step or Fade.
Waveform.
Not Fade. Waveform, yeah. Yeah, I'd say only if you're really good at Reaper.
Okay.
On this map, you almost always need a backline defender, like a Mei, or McCree, or Doomfist. Doomfist is very strong here. The reason why you want a backline defender is because of this here flank.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you want them to be positioned here. The McCree would work great. Mei, Doomfist. Junkrat, too. Junkrat is a backline defender. Otherwise, you just want everyone to point. It's that plain and simple. Like, there isn't much to it.
Okay.
This is a good place for Widowmaker.
Alright. Is it really, like, a bad idea for Widow to, like, peek on Arch, like, before they really started pushing and try and get a pick and then back off?
It's only bad if you know they have a really good Widowmaker.
Alright, well, Ben can't be out-widowed, fun fact, so...
Yeah, I know that firsthand.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, yep, he can hold here if he wants. Cool. Any questions about defense?
That's pretty straightforward to me.
Okay.
I guess also if we're
Yep.
running a more like mobile kind of comp, like dive tanks or something, would Sombra be a good choice here?
Yes. Sombra would be fine. Yes. Just be careful about where you flank a Sombra. If you want to flank a Sombra, you generally want to do it through this side and not that side, because if you're over there, it's very easy for them to spam damage.
Yeah,
And
you're
like
just gonna run right into them.
even if you're invisible, like that damage is gonna hit you.
Yeah, for sure.
So as a Sombra, you would want to go up here, over here, maybe get a hack this health pack.
Definitely.
Yep. So that's how you run Sombra.
Okay.
Generally, you either want to push through main, or
Alright, are we talking about attack now?
yes, attack.
Okay.
Generally want to push through main. You sometimes see people push through this left choke, and you can do that, but in very few cases, because again, that is an enclosed space. So it's very easy for them to just spam damage through there. So you'd only do that if you know you can sustain all that damage.
Okay, so like a death ball would be okay for that?
Yes, I would go an extra step and say triple tank
Okay.
instead of just the usual Zarya, Reinhardt, or whatever. Like, I would go triple tank if you're going to the left here.
Okay. What we've sometimes done and have been mildly successful with is if we're running like dive, we'd kind of like pile up on the right side over here and just like find a target, get them discorded, and then have like all of our dive heroes just like jump on them.
Yep.
That's okay to do?
I was about to say that. When you go here, it's generally with a dive.
Yeah.
Yep. But you just gotta do it quick, because they can spam damage in here very easily as well.
Uh-huh. Alright.
Yep. That's about it for this one. Do you have any questions?
No, I feel good.
Cool. Next map.
Yep.
We've gone over Volskaya pretty recently too, so do you want to go over that?
Yeah, let's do a quick one.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
Dun, dun, ba, 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 da, da. Come to second point.
Okay.
I want to show you something first. Follow me. So Junkrat is very strong in second point on attack. Because he can, well, first let me show you. He can spam through here, right from behind cover,
Okay.
or from over here. The reason why I want to show you right now is because I'm close to spawn. I'm going to switch off Junkrat. I know you guys you run Junkrat. I just want to show you one really good trick with Junkrat, which justifies using him on this point. It's that he uses his ult over here on this wall.
Okay.
He goes behind. That's nated. And this is a very good flank. You can also, here, why don't you step into my trap and give me some ult charge? Cool. So he can also just go up here and just fly into the air.
Okay.
Yep. And that's why he's good here.
Makes sense.
And he can also jump back here and spam here. Anyways, let me switch off.
Alright, Junkrat main.
I'm just saying, you might consider running Junkrat here
Okay.
if you have to replace Junkrat.
Sure.
Just because of that. Because he's very strong at this point. So as usual, you want to hold over here with some of your DPS on this high ground,
Yep.
not this one. And then if you guys lose the number advantage or something, or like you guys just want to fight but you only have 4 people, then your DPS might hold here instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that Ben did once, and it kind of worked, and it's a little bit cheesy, but he played Widow, and apparently Widow can stand like up here on this pipe.
Wait,
that a-
what?
Yeah, is that a bad idea?
Wait,
Right here. She can grapple onto this,
Greetings.
and has like pretty decent sight lines.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Fuck. I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
Alright, cool.
Holy fuck! What is this?
It's bullshit is what it is.
I mean, yeah, that works.
Okay.
Oh, whoa! That mech over there is the one you see in Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, nice. I
You don't
never
play
realized.
Heroes of the Storm.
I played it like twice so I could get the skins related to playing
Ah.
Storm.
Okay. Oh, hey, look, it's Zarya. Why am
Oh,
I just
hello.
noticing these things
Why?
now?
Yeah, I'd never noticed that. Wow.
Okay, so if a team pushes through the left here, you don't really contest them, except through back here. You might contest them here. Otherwise, you generally don't want to follow them up here. You don't want to jump into this bridge here because then you're kind of trapped.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of it for defense. First point.
Okay.
On
Like-
attack, you generally just want to push through.
Usually we wind up going like this way, and then we secure the high ground over here, so that
Mhm.
our immobile heroes, like especially me, so I have like great line of sight for discords. I'll usually be up here with like a soldier, and then like dive tanks will jump like depending on where they're defending. Usually like up there if they're holding there, or over here if there's someone here.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
You generally want to push through wherever they're holding. If they're over here, you want to push them there. Again, you want to play proactively, engage on them. If they're holding here, then you push them here. But what's optimal is that you guys either push through here or through the high ground, as you said.
Okay.
You almost
so
never.
even if they are holding like right side, is it kind of just like come down to our discretion if we want to push that way or push through them?
Yeah, either would work.
Okay.
You almost never go into this room over here.
Yeah.
You almost never go into the tunnel over there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Scary. Okay.
Yes. Let's talk about defense here. On defense, you want someone positioned on this high ground, not that high ground, because whoever's on this high ground can always walk back here,
Uh-huh.
whereas there they don't really have that option. Now, theoretically, whoever's on there can jump onto the point, but really it's not that big of a difference. It might seem that I'm being nitpicky, but like whatever little bit of information, like advice, it'll help.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see Bonzi go up there when she's playing Genji. Is that
Mhm.
okay? Just because she has sufficient mobility to get back to any of these places pretty
Yeah,
easily.
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. But like if you're a soldier, you want to be here,
Yeah, definitely.
not there. Yep. On this point, you never want to hold all the way up by the choke. You just want to hold on the point. And that's because if you're all the way up at the choke, they can flank you either from the right or from the left. And that's no bueno.
Agreed.
Yep. Doomfist is very strong on defense here.
Okay.
Yep, just FYI. because there are lots of walls. I honestly don't know what else to say. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Control point maps are usually very simple.
Yeah, and we already went through.
Not control point.
We
I mean,
went
as well.
through most of the nitty gritty stuff when we talked about it together. So.
Yep. All right, next map.
Yep.
Blizzard World.
Oh, my favorite! Alright, none of us know how to play Blizzard World at all, so this is good.
All right. Oh boy, Blizzard World. In that case, I'm gonna go over some very useful callouts.
Alright.
Yeah. Because Blizzard World has a bunch of locations, and you gotta know where everything is as a team. Like, if your team doesn't know how to play Blizzard World, all the more reason for you to go over callouts with them.
Definitely.
So you've got Point. Okay. This is Griffin.
Okay.
Griffin or Duskwood.
We'll stick with Griffin.
Yeah, Griffin. You got Main Choke, or this is all main, really. You never push all the way up there, so Main Choke would just be this area.
Okay.
You've got the Mine, but you don't really need to call that out, because you're never going to engage the team over there. You've got the Pier. Over here.
Okay.
Entire back area is the Pier. Okay, you've got Pylon, which is up here.
What's that even mean?
Because this is a pylon from StarCraft.
That's not a real word.
Pylon is not a real word.
It's okay. No, I'll take your word for it.
Define pylon.
It's okay,
It's
I
a-
believe you. I believe
It's a real word.
I believe you. I was joking. I was just pretending because I'd never heard the word before and I felt dumb. Leave me alone.
Well, maybe you are dumb.
Oh,
I'm kidding. No, wait, no.
goodbye, cruel world. Whoa, I can see the map from under the world. This is really weird. Okay, that was whack. Blizzard World looks weird from underneath. Fun fact.
Most people look weird from underneath.
Really? I think most people look pretty sexy from underneath.
I should have known you'd say that.
Like, let's be honest here. What were you expecting? Oh wow, you can actually pop these balloons. That's horrifying.
Yeah, you can actually also destroy. Here, come to me.
I don't know where you are.
I'm by pylon.
Okay.
You can actually destroy these over here.
Oh, yo.
Wait, yep. It's very good aim practice. If you're ever looking to improve your aim, you just come on here and...
My aim's perfect.
Anyways, this is Pylon, okay? You've got Cafe. I think this is Cafe. Holy shit, this might not be Cafe. This is Cafe over here. Anyways, Pylon, Cafe. You've got Bridge, which are these two bridges. You've got Arcade, but you generally don't have a call out for that.
Okay.
But this entire area back here is Pylon. You can call this Flank or Behind Pylon.
Okay.
Yep. And once you're over here, you've got the high ground. Yeah, and that's about it.
Okay. Lol.
It's weird that they put this section into an actual map where it's grounded in an amusement park. Like, what if kids fall over
That's
there?
true. Yeah.
I would be that kid. Actually, I would be a dove that pushes their kid.
Oh! You're horrible.
I don't like kids.
I don't like kids, but I don't murder kids either.
Anyways, all the places I named are all these significant places you should know about, and we're gonna go over why in a second.
I'd just like to say I find it fascinating that Prodigy Child doesn't like kids.
Come to Griffin. This is the high ground where you want your occasional DPS support or whatever to hold. Okay.
Okay.
And everyone else can hold point or on the pier over there. You see
Okay.
where I'm shooting?
Yes. So we want to be on here?
Like an Ana or Zenyatta or whoever is. Like, yeah. Because you know how you usually have people on the point and on the high ground?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, here you just want them here. Unlike Volskaya, you don't really want to hold the main choke.
Okay.
Just because they have so many different ways of
Yeah.
attacking.
Yeah, usually
So-
we wind up holding, like, over here. On the left, like, we'll have an Orisa hog. Like,
Right,
holding
and
around
there's
here.
no reason for you to hold there if you can just hold the high ground here.
Okay.
And you have your DPSs on that high ground over here as well.
Okay.
Characters with mobility are very good here.
Uh-huh.
So I would recommend Dive over Orisa Hawk because they can get on these high grounds, and you need to control the high ground either here or back there. If you lose this high ground, you have to have that high ground.
Okay. Wait, so if we do have, like, dive, as in, like, dive tanks, we want our dive tanks up here as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Yep, that's about it for defending. And then in terms of attack, you have to take the high ground here.
Okay.
So that means coming through this staircase here, or just diving here if you are running dive. Again, dive is pretty good here. But no matter what attack or defense, you need to control the high ground.
Uh-huh.
Make sense?
Yep. That does.
That's about it. First point.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Actually,
talk-
I guess, occasionally I see teams, like, trying to take this long-ass flank route on the left side, like here. Is that ever a good idea?
To attack?
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh damn! I wonder what's in there. It's another ride. I want to ride on it so bad.
Oh my gosh, kid.
What a flank.
Yeah, so is that usually a bad idea? I would think so, but you tell me.
All right. So coming through here.
No,
Right?
no, on attack, you can't access that. You have to come through here. And then, like, jump high ground or something.
Oh, and then jump high ground.
Yeah.
That's a shit idea.
Okay.
You can just be there on the high ground.
Okay. That's what
Like,
I thought.
if
I
you
just
were-
feel like I've been seeing, like, some teams going through there, and I'm not really sure why.
Yeah. No, that is a very shit idea.
Gotcha.
Yep. Because it takes the same amount of time, okay, for you to jump here from either there or there. So you're just taking extra time going through that indoor area to get to what's practically the same.
Okay, and then once we secure this high ground, like, we'd be running dive most likely. At least historically, what we've done is we had our immobile heroes, like, go around up the stairs here. Like, we'd wait
Yep.
for them to come to the high ground with us, and then we'd start pushing point. And,
Well,
and
as-
have those immobiles, like, chill up here.
As with other maps, you shouldn't dive without the support of your team. So your immobile should be coming up here already, and then your dive tanks jump on
Okay,
here.
so the immobiles should be, like, around down here by the time your dive starts hitting.
I'd say like about a second into them coming here. So your entire team, including dive, maybe moves here 1 second. Dive, you jump
Okay,
here,
then,
and
then
your
the dive
immobiles-
jumps up here,
and then your
immobiles
mobiles
hit.
can start supporting.
Okay, cool.
And then now you have everyone here, and you guys can attack as a 6-man onto here.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Any other question?
Nope. I mean, I guess from there, I mean, yeah, we can essentially just, like, kind of jump on point. If they're holding up here, then we jump them up here.
Yep.
Okay. And then would, so if they are holding up here, would we have our immobiles, like, hold on the high ground there? Or should they, like, jump down and kind of be, like, down here?
They can jump down.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool beans.
Okay. Follow me.
No.
So
I'm just walking here because I want to.
bring you up here because from here you can see the route very easily. So we're going to talk about team fights. We've gone over team fights before, right?
Yes, we've gone over where the team fights will be happening.
Okay. And like the idea of determining and like why you determine where team fights happen, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the first one is going to be there.
Yes.
The second one is going to be under this bridge or in between, like sort of this area.
Uh-huh.
And then the
That's
third
the
one
third
is
one.
going to be at the very end. I don't know why I jumped down,
Okay.
but you know what I'm talking about,
Yep.
right? Cool. Oh, hey, that's Artanis. Also playable.
Oh,
on
hey,
here.
it's a cock.
I'm disappointed in you. Okay, so this is the high ground where you want your DPS to set up.
Okay.
Okay. And otherwise, you have your team setting up on there. Yep, you want to set up here. Backline defenders usually good here because they can hold off this area if they try and get up here.
Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
what's the name of this called again?
Pylon.
Pylon. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, so... And it's pretty much the same in defense. You have your main team holding on the route. You have your DPS, whoever is set up here, even all the way back here. It's the same thing. You want to hold this high ground. And that's
Okay,
about it.
so if we kind of lose the fight, like, up here, we'd just want, like, people on high ground to just sort of rotate back to this other bridge.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can hold here. Okay. This is one stop. This is a second stop. And this is the third stop.
Okay. And would it be appropriate for immobile healers to also hold up here with DPS?
Yep, that's
Okay.
fine. You just gotta watch out for this flank over here. That's where some people like to come from.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Talk about offense. Cool. So you push through here, and then when you're about here, you want dive is very good here.
Okay.
I would highly recommend dive here over any other comp because this high ground is super duper important.
Okay.
From here, your dive needs to be taking the high ground. This bridge, and then eventually that bridge.
Okay.
And the team just pushes through here. Mora works pretty well here. Even though in dive you don't usually run Mora, Mora does work pretty well here because of these bridges. And because if you just send a ball straight through here, it'll go along this route.
Okay.
But yeah, that's up to you. Mora is up to you.
Okay.
I just very much recommend dive.
Alright, if we are running the Moira, should we have Zen on secondary, and otherwise probably Zen Mercy?
Yep, that works.
Okay.
Okay. So it's about the same all the way through. Any questions?
No, that makes sense to me.
Cool. Let's talk about Dirt Point. So, Dirt Point. Widowmaker. Very strong.
Okay.
You can hold up here. Or here. You can also hold back here as Widowmaker.
Wait, sorry, where are you? Oh, okay, back there. Gotcha.
Yep. I wonder if you can be up here. God damn it. Maybe not. But this is a very good place for Widowmaker to be. And then she can always come onto
Yeah,
this
wow,
side.
this is nice. Okay.
Yep.
I see it.
Yep. So on defense, actually, I'll tell you where the team fights are. The first team fight is going to happen here
Mm-hmm.
because you have this wall as cover.
Yep.
You don't really want to. You can push all the way up here. You don't really want to extend past this corner here because it's
Okay.
right where their spawn is.
Right.
So first team fight's there. Second team fight's going to be here or on the point. If you're lucky, you'll get a third one on the point. On defense, you don't want to run dive. You want to run something stickier with a Widowmaker. On offense, just attack here. It's great if you can get a Widowmaker up here or Junkrat. Junkrat is very strong here,
Okay.
but stronger on offense than defense. So on offense, you can get Junkrat there. You might also have a Widowmaker up there or something.
Okay. And is this like kind of the same as like with Temple? Like we want to run one or the other, not both.
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would not go for dive here. Just run something that's very sticky.
All right.
Just because there isn't much place to dive to.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. That seems pretty straightforward.
Any
We've been doing
questions?
it very wrong.
What have you guys been doing?
I don't want to talk about it. Well, I mean, the problem is, like, a lot of us don't even know, like, the map, like, even, like, health pack locations and stuff. So, we've kind of just been, like, running dive the whole way through, but second point, we haven't really been holding bridges, we've just kind of been holding on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very wrong.
Yeah.
Do you go over health packs?
I mean, I feel okay enough on this map. I mean, I'm
Okay.
sure I can find a picture online that I can show them for the people that don't know
True.
the map at all. Because we'll
Right.
go over callouts, definitely. At least eventually.
Next map then.
Let's do it.
Oh no, we only have 14 minutes left.
Time flies.
And then I'm gonna have another coaching session 67, and I'm gonna eat 78. And then I'm gonna have another coaching session 8 to 9. But you know what I'm gonna do after 9?
Play Town of Salem.
Do you know who I'm gonna play it with?
Sab and not me. Because you're a meanie butt and you hate me. I'm just kidding.
How did you know?
I know things.
Town of Salem is a game for smart people. It requires lots of thinking.
Yeah, my entire career isn't completely based around logic. Not at all.
Alright, oh, I gotta show you why Junkrat is so good on here.
Oh.
Wait, have I shown you guys this map in Junkrat?
Don't. Yes, you did for attack.
Yeah, that
Bullshit.
crazy flank.
Yeah, the stupid flank.
Here, I don't think I showed you guys how to bullshit it even more.
Alright, show me how to bullshit even more.
God damn it, let me aim. Oh, there we go. Why am I being so bad? Okay, come over to where I am. Okay, so, typically, you can land here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show you how to be even more bullshit.
The last time you showed us to how to land, like, all the way behind them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Showed that too? Oh, fuck. Okay.
Ha!
Yeah, you can go all the way to the back here.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I am here.
You can also be very bullshit over here. With one jump, two jump, and you're behind them.
Oh my gosh.
It is very, very bullshit. I don't know if I showed you guys this. Maybe I have. This is also very bullshit. Put your mind here. Did I tell you guys about this?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, one boop, two boop, and they're
In
in here.
the
Yep.
toilet bowl.
That's very bullshit. Okay, and then let me show you the last bullshit thing. And the reason why I'm showing you because is Junkrat is very good on this map. Like
all 3 points.
yep, the only reason you want to run Junkrat is because your team can't play Junkrat. But here's
Fonzie can, but she hates it. In case you haven't noticed.
here's how you be very bullshit here. Okay, you go up here, and you use your tire,
Yeah.
and they're dead. Did I show you guys that too?
You did. It's good though. I like
Fuck.
it. No,
Damn
it's
it.
fine. It's fine.
Okay, I'm
I'm
gonna.
glad
go
you're
for my
showing us
stuff.
all of your insider knowledge on Junkrat.
I'm gonna die now. Trash mouse, actually. I prefer that name. Call me Trash Mouse.
All right, Trash Mouse / Child Prodigy.
Okay, let's go first point. Oh, we've gone over this, haven't we?
We've gone over where the team fights occur, and not really how to attack or defend this.
Okay. Let's talk about defending. Don't really want to defend here. You want to defend back here. Probably knew that though, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You want to defend here. Backline defender is usually pretty good because there's a very big flank over there. Like if they choose to go over there. If they turn right over here, you don't engage them here. You just rotate around.
Uh-huh. Okay, so one thing that we did, and we actually like completely fucked up because we didn't discuss ahead of time how we were gonna do it. The enemy team came in and they started pushing left, and we were over here defending. We had a defensive dive, and Pirate called out, "All right, let's dive them." And half of our team went this way and hit their back line, and the other half of our team went this way.
Okay. If you're running, okay, if you're running dive, you can dive them here. If you're not, I would just go here.
Just engage them on the right. Okay.
Yep. That needs to be discussed beforehand,
Yes.
because otherwise your team fucks up like
Yeah.
they did.
We learned the hard way.
Yep. Junkrat is very good on first point, and if you do play Junkrat on first point, then are you still there?
Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm writing, but I am listening.
Ah, okay. If you're doing Junkrat first point, then you can have a Reinhardt here, and Junkrat can literally spam here. Did I tell you also how to use Junkrat to hold first point?
No.
How to bullshit it?
Okay.
Oh man. Okay, I've got more bullshit coming your way.
Bye.
I guess I just show you guys the map tricks. Yeah. But if you do run Junkrat first point, you have to have a hit scan first point because
Okay.
Pharah is also very common, and she tends to flank on the right side of the choke or the left on the either side. Honestly.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you how to bullshit Junkrat. Come over here. Come all the way to spawn.
Alright.
Bullshittiest bullshit you've ever bullshit. Okay?
Alright.
Trap here, mine here. You let them see your trap. Then you move your mine here. And you put your trap here. That way they come out, they focus on their
Can't
trap.
see that shit.
What?
Can't see that trap. That's bull.
Wait, over here I can do it better. It's pretty
Holy
hard
shit.
to see.
Wow, yeah, I cannot see that at all
Or
from this angle.
put it back here. Anyways, let me continue my bullshit, please.
Yes, okay. Sorry. I got
No.
excited.
I kid. Oh, I was kidding. So this is how you be really bullshit. You put your trap there and your mine there. You let them see it. So then you put your mine there and you put your trap there. I mean here. And then they're going to come out of spawn trying to fire on the trap to find out there is no trap.
Okay.
And then you stand back here, you unload 2 shots into them with your mine, get a double kill. You back up here, okay, and you just hold right here. You're gonna turn around, walk into your trap, and you just continue firing down here, and they're dead again. It's complete bullshit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then as Junkrat, you can go up here, and if you position yourself up here, this would go directly into your trap as well.
Okay.
It's very bullshit. So that's why I say Junkrat's very good. On top of that, okay, he can trap here and just keep spamming this way. And that's also very bullshit because there's no way they can push through here if you have a trap there. Other reason why it's very bullshit is you put a trap here and let's say they're around this corner, right? You just go right around here and detonate. And they can't do anything about it.
Nice.
The other reason why it's so bullshit is because if they try to push through here with a Reinhardt, they're gonna charge straight through this trap. And then you can do this. You jump over them, and you go right behind. And keep
As
at
a
it with the
person that
bullshit.
sometimes plays Ryan, I fucking hate Junkrat.
Yeah.
I don't like flying if I'm not on a flying hero. That's all I have to say.
Here's something even more bullshit. Okay, ready?
No, I'm not ready
Say
to go for
say
it.
you're Reinhardt, and just walk very slowly forwards from back here through the choke. Okay, as he's walking forwards, okay, you're walking a little bit too fast now. No, back up. You know what? I'll just tell you, since you're not Reinhardt right now. Or can you switch to Reinhardt? Spawn's right there anyways for you. Showing you this because Junkrat is very good, like exceptionally good at this point. And again, the only reason you wouldn't run Junkrat is because you're not confident enough running Junkrat. Bitch.
I win! Okay. Going back.
Okay. So, just hold your shield and walk. No, stand back there. Hold your shield and walk forwards. You throw your mine there. He walks forward. He gets booped into your team. You fire down here, and your team just kills the Reinhardt. Fuck you. And you say your team doesn't focus. Try it again, motherfucker.
Damn.
That's another reason
Gotcha.
why.
I'll
Okay.
see myself out.
No, Kiwi. Legit, I'm gonna show you something.
Okay.
Also
Nice
very
down red.
bullshit.
Okay.
Charge at me. Oh fuck! I missed.
Nice.
No, I missed. How? No. Okay, redo it. Charge. Very bullshit, because he lands in this wall every single fucking time, and your team can
Yeah,
capture
it's
one.
pretty mean.
Fuck. Here's also how he can be very bullshit. Okay, say you ult here, and you as Junkrat, you just stand here and wait for him to ult. So, stand here and ult in this direction to whoever is holding there. Now walk in. Bullshit.
Beanie bot.
Fuck! Stop! Try it again, I dare you. Charge me.
Okay.
Bullshit! Anyways, you get why he's so good here, right?
Alright. I'm swapping off.
Alright.
It's very hard to resist the temptation to just keep shattering. I'm not gonna lie, I understand why my team's a piece of shit.
Was
I
that
mean,
intentional?
I actually even saw it.
Okay, so, other reason why Junkrat's very good, he can be on here, he can spam here. Very good.
Okay.
Anyways, your team wants to hold right here.
Mm-hmm.
If they come around, you just rotate back here and hold here. If you guys don't have the number advantage, you'll hold the high ground here.
Okay.
That's very good. When you come and recontest a point, fuck. Come on to the other side. When you try to recontest a point, you almost always go through the high ground instead of the low ground to
Okay.
recontest.
That makes sense.
Yep. Because they're gonna be spamming here. Any questions on defense?
Any specific team comps you think are particularly strong, or is pretty open?
Oh shit!
We're gonna-
My next lesson might be starting.
Oh, okay. Yep, go
Give me
do
a
what
second.
you need to do.
Hold on, no, stay for a second because they might not be on. Let's see if they still want to deal it. Okay, I gotta go. No more
Alright.
bullshit for today.
That's fine. Thank you for helping out.
Yep. We'll talk to you later and play
Yep,
some
yep.
Town of Salem. Bye, boy.
Alright. Bye.